And give best man number 2, Michael Flowers. Let's give a hand clap for Mr. Rolo.
You gonna record the whole thing? Morning.
Kimberly, Robbie, you both look stunning today. I mean, it was such a beautiful ceremony. We're also incredibly happy for you both. Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome. I'm Kimberly's dad, Mike, and on behalf of Kimberly's mom, Lynn, myself, Bonnie, and John, and John Dowers, we thank you all for being with us here today in celebrating Kimberly and Robbie's wonderful marriage. Thank you to all of our family and friends for your continued love and support, and to all of our guests. It means the world to Kimberly and Robbie to have your company in this joyous occasion. Thank you, Ann and John, for the lovely rehearsal dinner and welcome reception last evening. It was a wonderful memory and a terrific time. What a wonderful way to kickstart this monumental weekend off. And as Kimberly likes to call it, it's going to be epic. Thank you both very much. We'd also like to acknowledge and thank Sean Brett. I think you're over there. Thank you, Sean, for officiating today's beautiful ceremony. Such thoughtful and kind words. It surely meant a lot to Kimberly, Robbie, Ann, and John, and the entire Dowers family. Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. My other beautiful daughter, and the lovely maid of honor. Thank you for being there every step of the way for your sister. Thanks for all your help in planning and coordinating today along with Kimberly's bridal shower. Thank you to Michael and AJ, our best men. Yeah. And all of the bridesmaids and groomsmen. Thank you. Along with our ring bearers, Mason and Blake. And the cutest flower girl, Brittany. Thank you all to have had a helping hand in planning today's ceremony. I'm not done yet. A special shout out really to the Silver Arrow Band. I mean, you guys are phenomenal. Thank you to the entire Red Dental Finger. Catering staff and this wonderful venue. I mean, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
You're all very much appreciated, so thank you. We'd like to take a moment and acknowledge those who are not here with us today, those from memory and spirit. Grammy and Gramps Sales, Nanny and Uncle Polo, Rose and John Devereaux, Claire and Bob Barry, Prue and John Dowers. We miss you all very much. We know that you all would have absolutely loved to be here today to celebrate Kimberly and Robbie.
Yes.
All right. I'd like to reflect now on a few fun moments, embarrassing moments over the years. Starting with Kimberly. Spicy and sweet. Everyone here today would agree on sweet, right? Though, as your dad, I've had the pleasure of knowing your spicy side all too well. Sorry, Kimbers. I know how to push your buttons, though mostly inadvertently. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about spicy Szechuan green beans, of all things. While still carrying an almost due, Lynn and I were out to dinner when she literally took one bite of a spicy Szechuan green bean. And Kimberly decided that she had had enough, and it was time to arrive in this world. So we made the mad dash exit and the emergency exit and went to the hospital. And to this day, we'll never forget that moment. Spicy Szechuan, spicy Kimberly, and spicy margarita tonight. The action didn't end there, as Kimberly that evening was born into a blizzard. We heard last night Robbie was as well. The next morning, I was completely snowed in. I couldn't get my car out. The roads weren't even plowed yet. Luckily, we lived close enough to the hospital, so I walked. Uphill both ways, of course. Which is another great memory. we like to say that Kimberly arrived with a spicy blizzard. Fast forward now to more recent years. Some embarrassing moments, I would say, that I've had while getting to know you, Robbie. I consider myself a fine cook, and when we had Kimberly and Robbie over for dinner one evening, I was so embarrassed. I completely blackened chicken on the grill, and it wasn't meant to be blackened. It was, well, let's just say, very well done. Sorry, Robbie. I get carried away and forget to let the grill sometimes when I'm having fun, but I do look forward to having many more dinners and opportunities to cook together. Another time, Kimberly and Robbie were going out to a restaurant called Millie's Old World Meatballs. Yeah. Where you can order what they call a whole pot of balls, and you take it home with you. A really nice pot. And like a growler for beer, you can either keep the pot or bring it back with you for a discount on your next meal. So I had one at home and offered it to them to take. This might have been like one of your first dates out with Robbie. No, Dad! This time Kimberly was so embarrassed. Sorry, Kimberly. And as you know, I still have the pot if you want to take it back with you. One final mention, more recently, celebrating your engagement at another restaurant called Jockey Hollow at Vail Mansion, particularly known for their oyster bar, right? We ordered a platter of special oysters and we're looking so forward to them. When it finally came, there were no oysters. It was a full platter of clams. We were all starving, so we just dug in anyway. Side note, a few years earlier, Kimberly, we have a video of your first oyster and you actually did very well. Brittany? Not so. All right, so you might ask, what do all of these anecdotes or stories have in common with me? Well, my counsel is that life isn't always perfect. Everything doesn't always go as planned. Often requires you to pivot and make the best of circumstances. I look forward to experiencing many more fun memories and embarrassing moments with you both. And similar to marriage, as long as we continue to embrace humility, roll with life's punches, and keep smiling, it'll always be fun. Kimberly, we're all so proud of your many amazing accomplishments over all of the years. Too many to talk through here to in depth. But touching on one and most recent in particular is with your passion and leadership with nonprofit charitable work with the Moore Foundation. Impacting the lives of so many children, truly commendable. You shine through with all of your experiences in fundraising, organizing events, speaking engagements, and following your lifelong dream to visit Africa, now having traveled to Ethiopia 3 times. And to note upon your worldwide travels, now 5 out of 7 continents, Antarctica and Australia to go. I'm incredibly proud of you and so happy for you. As we heard Sean today, recently I was asked to describe you in one word, considering all of your fabulous qualities, which I struggled with and determined that it was impossible in just one word. There were several that I landed on, including radiant, positive energy, an infectious smile, vivacious. You're a perfect bundle of all of these. Kimberly, you have such a zest for life. Mrs. Dooney says, Kimberly, she's a peach. Turning gears now, I'd like to take a moment now and acknowledge and wholeheartedly welcome you, Robbie, to the craziness and fun with our blended family. I'm truly looking forward to our future together with my new son-in-law, spending quality time with you, creating many new and long-lasting memories. During our time, I've got to know that you're incredibly talented, smart, funny, successful, kind, and compassionate. I know that you treat Kimberly well and respectfully, and that you mean the world to her and make her so happy, which to me is so important. As they say, you're a good egg. And I'd like to include some parting heartfelt wishes and sage wisdom for you 2 happy newlyweds. Believe it or not, this comes from our dog, Cooper. Our dog has taught us everything you need to know. It's okay sometimes to just eat and sleep. When you fall down, get back up, shake it off, forget about it, and go on. Be very brave no matter your size. Make your own fun. Unleash your talents. Learn new tricks no matter your age. Make new friends. Sniff out opportunities, chase after your dreams. When loved ones come home, always run to greet them. At the end of the day, it's just best to snuggle no matter what has happened. Every day is a brand new day, just be happy. In closing, we'd like to thank you all again for your presence with us here today. And I'd ask that you please join me in raising the glass to congratulate Kimberly and Robbie. May your lives be filled with never-ending laughter, adventure, and joy. To the bride and groom, Mrs. Dowd, Robert Downs.
Let's give Mr. Bull a hand clap. Now let's give it up for the maid of honor, Brittany.
Can't tell them the Alright, good evening everybody. First, I just want to say how incredible it is to see you all here celebrating Kim and Robbie. For those of you who don't know me, you should. I'm Brittany, Kim's sister, and I'm so honored to stand here as her maid of honor today. Now, before I get too far into this, I do have to clarify something. Most of you call her our lovely bride, Kimberly, but I still have never gotten into the habit and call her Kim. So for the purpose of this speech, when I say Kim, I mean my sister here, not that sister Kim or that sister Kim. It's super easy, not confusing, you'll all understand, it's fine. Kim has always been the most selfless person that I know. And honestly, probably the most selfless person anybody in this room knows. Let me give you, Let me give you just one example. When I first started working, I was going through a really difficult time with anxiety, classic. I was convinced that I wasn't going to wake up in the mornings for work, and I was panicking constantly about it. So, what did Kim do for over a year? Let me say that, over a year. She called me every single morning at 6 a.m. to make sure that I was up. And if I didn't text her back and say that I was up, she would keep calling. And I mean calling. She would call over and over again, knowing that eventually call number 43 or 44 would probably wake me up. And that's just who Kim is. She's always been there for me and for everybody that she loves in ways that most people wouldn't even think to be. She shows her love through action, even in the smallest ways. I think we can all agree that the world is an infinitely better place because of people like Kim. But honestly, it's these little moments that mean the most, because while I may not always express it perfectly, I love my sister more than I could ever put into words. Kim has always been my rock, my best friend, and truly the person who knows me better than anybody else. Watching her grow into the, you're okay. Watching her grow into the incredible woman she is today, and now seeing her marry Robbie makes my heart so full. And then, of course, we have Robbie. From the moment he came into her life, he fit right in. It was like he had always been part of our family. He blended in with all of our chaos and quirks, as if he'd been dealing with us forever. But more importantly, I've never seen Kim shine more radiantly than when she's with him. Whether she's talking about Robbie or just being around him, it's clear that he brings out the absolute best in her. She's more confident, more at peace, and if you can believe it, even more joyful than ever. Kim, you always had this way of bringing love and light to everybody around you. And Robbie, you are lucky to have found somebody so special, but more importantly, Kim is lucky to have found somebody who sees and cherishes the same beautiful soul I've had the privilege of knowing my whole life. Now, some of you may not know this about me, and some might, but some might not, but very shockingly, I'm not the most openly affectionate person in the world. Kim, on the other hand, has always been quite the opposite. So every time I would talk to her or leave a room or end a phone call, she would always end the conversation with, bye, love you sis, oh my God, love you. And I would always kind of just, me being me, mutter something of like, yeah, me too. Don't worry guys, I'm in therapy, it's fine. So Kim came up with a system that has kind of become our thing. Now, when we finish talking, Kim will say love, and I will say you, so I don't have to say it the whole time. And I was thinking, what better time to actually do this than right now? So Kim, love you. But in all seriousness, that little exchange is just one of the countless ways. It is one of the countless ways Kim has always made sure that love is known and felt. She radiates it, gives it freely, and she makes sure that everybody around her knows that they're cared for deeply. And Robbie, seeing how you bring out even more of that love in her, how you make her shine even brighter, has been such a joy to witness. So let's all raise our glasses. Oh, let me come in. To Kim and Robbie, may your marriage be filled with all of the love, laughter, and 6 a.m. wake-up calls you can handle. And from the absolute bottom of my heart, I really do mean this. Robbie, Kimberly, I love you.